Oh, this is a search and destroy match. Wait a minute. Why does he have a turkey on his bag? Welcome into my microscopic YouTube channel here, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. This video game I'm currently playing, you probably have never heard of, okay? And if you have, you just know, okay? If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. And if you happen to not realize what this game is, okay, it is called Combat Arms, in which I still actively play in my spare time to this day, and we're playing on one of my favorite maps called Gravedigger. And back in the day, the early 2000s, this game was revolutionary for its time. Okay, I'm not playing Team Deathmatch. I tried to find a Team Deathmatch game, but I couldn't, so we're playing Search and Destroy. This is probably like my second time playing this game, or this game mode rather, in my Combat Arms career, you could say. I'm drinking Ghost Gamer, and if Ghost Gamer is watching, I'd love a sponsorship, just saying. But anyways, Combat Arms was one of my biggest childhood video games outside of Delta Force, okay? It actually introduced me into like the online first-person shooter genre, and in the early 2000s, this title was just a revolutionary, I guess you could say, game for its time in the free-to-play space too. Hey, look, somebody's already getting kicked. Welcome to Combat Arms. I have a grenade. Let's toss a grenade in there. Let's go. Push, push, push. I fortunately had access to a family computer. I'm gonna snag that. And the infamous dial-up internet connection, which allowed me to play this game. But the thing is, okay, I remember that if a family member... Hang on. We're in a little bit of a pickle here. Okay, we died, but hang on. But I remember if a family member were to like load a web page or like, God forbid, a YouTube channel, it would bottleneck my entire Combat Arms match and just lag me out sometimes.
Alpha team wins.
But that was the charm of just playing this game back in the early 2000s. I mean, the computer alone couldn't even turn on a light bulb if I forced it to. But somehow, me being me, a kid just wanted to play some video games, I managed to figure out how to play this game at such a low resolution, and if I was lucky, I would get a maximum of 30 for... There's somebody on... Oh, I would get a maximum of 30 frames per second. I mean, this game alone, right, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, is this guy gonna do something? All right. There's always somebody in the match standing around like this. A, they're getting food, they're using the toilet or whatever, or talking on the phone. Sometimes that's me. Oh, they're already getting vote kicked. There's always a vote kick going on in this game, okay? But anyways, Combat Arms had so much to offer back in the day in terms of like just overall fun. I just remember me and my cousins, we would try to play together, and we were trying to load into a map, but one of the maps that we would typically play was called Junk Fleet, in which I can compare to, I guess we could say Nuketown in this current age. Junk Fleet is Nuketown, okay, for Call of Duty. But the thing is, it would take us an incredibly long time to load in, just because our computers just didn't know what to do and couldn't handle the graphics back in the day. Hang on, there's somebody in the corner. I think he's in here. Let's get him. Wow, I wanted that kill. That guy just ran through him. But anyways, it would take us so long to load into the game. By the time we actually loaded into the match, it was nearly completed, and if we were lucky, we would sometimes get a couple kills. I'm just trying to paint a picture here for you, ladies and gentlemen, about the computers back in the day. Let's see if we could stay alive before we segue into our next talking point. Let's see if we get a kill here. What is he talking about? Red? Wait, call-outs? I don't know what I'm doing. This is like my second time ever playing Search and Destroy in Combat Arms.
The bomb has been planted.
Oh my god. Those are some iconic voiceovers. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I'm dead again. But when my cousin and I would play Combat Arms together, okay, listen. We didn't have Skype back in the day. We didn't have TeamSpeak. We didn't even have Discord. What the hell was Discord, okay? We had to use the good old-fashioned... Hang on. I'm in an intense firefight. Reload. Dang it. Anyways, we had to use just a regular phone, okay? And we put that on speakerphone, and that was the way we'd communicate. There was no such thing as screen sharing, okay? All we had to do, what we were able to do was just give out shitty callouts, essentially, okay? I mean, we could talk about this game for hours. I could go on and on about how cool this game was and the impact it had on my childhood, but we would be here for such a long time that I can't simply cover all of it in one episode. So there's going to be a couple of these Combat Arms ones. But when me and my cousin would play, it was just us having fun, chatting over the phone on speaker. There was no like competitive scene. It was just us having a good time during the peak of Combat Arms back in like 2008. Like I said, this game had such an impact that it could barely scratch the surface. And I don't think I've done anything this game. Is it over?
Round start.
Oh my god. I'm over here just farming GP. Let's see if we can scoop up a kill before we get into our next talking point I want to discuss here with you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I think there should be... I can't shoot my gun. I just couldn't shoot my gun. I swear, I had my left click. I'm so bad. It's not even a discussion. I'm objectively bad at this game. But I like it, but it's fun, okay? Look at the cosmetics that he has. Look at those weapon skins. That's gonna be our next talking point. You wait for that one, ladies and gentlemen. Sit tight, buckle up. On the topic, let's segue, okay? Sit back, buckle up. We're gonna talk about in-game purchases, microtransactions, you know. Games need to make money in order for the developers to keep updating their title. And while with Combat Arms, okay, it is special because back in the day as a kid, you really couldn't go to the bank and and set up a debit card or get a credit card. Okay, so we had to think of alternative ways. And I believe, I think my mouse is dying, so I may just end up sitting and talking to the wall, literally in game, because I need to put my mouse on the charger. However, as a kid, you need to think of alternative ways, right? And luckily for Combat Arms, the developers came up with a sweet solution so the kids can blow all their chore money on sweet cosmetics and all sorts of cool weaponry. You had the choice, okay, to earn currency through playing matches called GP, or the solution was to sell plastic Nexon cards, NX for short, at convenience stores, and when the holidays came around, okay, you can almost guarantee I was asking Santa to come down that chimney to fill the tree with $50 Nexon cards. Am I the last person alive? Okay, better not. I am. This is not how this was supposed to go. I'm over here chatting. Everybody's dead. Just rambling on about Combat Train. Okay. Hang on, I'm a noob. Wait, 6? I'm gonna plant this bomb.
Bravo team.
I don't know what's going on.
Round start.
I'm new. Lol. Sorry, guys. Sorry to disappoint my entire team while I'm rambling on about microtransactions and pay-to-win cosmetics. Okay, can we get a kill? Can I get a kill? I'm 1 in 6. we're still going to be on the topic of cosmetics here. And if you purchase this NX, right, at a convenience store or wherever, Walmart, Target, I don't know if it was in Walmart or Target, but I distinctly remember them being at like CVS. But if you purchased NX, you essentially had access to some diabolical cosmetics that A, could make you have the stamina of an Olympic gold medalist, and B, the speed of a track and field athlete, all while wearing, okay, hear me out, the math isn't gonna add up, but all while wearing like a tight ass Navy SEAL wetsuit. Why can't I my mouse is dying, I can't even left click. This is but I mean, you could purchase NX to wear a wetsuit that would essentially give you like 40% more sprint speed and stamina. Okay, that is Combat Arms math. But you see, when the math isn't adding up back in the day, who cares when you're just a kid blowing all of your money without a care in the world, having a good time running around with, let's say, for example, a rocket launcher and a grenade launcher and a G36, all while wearing a wetsuit, okay? Or a bulletproof vest that somehow increases your player speed. And was that guy glitching? Was he? Was that an old school glitch? I'm so confused. Look at that. We just farmed 1600 GP by just rambling and doing nothing. Okay, we're back. And we're still going to talk about Combat Arms cosmetics on this map called Kill Creek. Not one of my favorites, but I finally put my mouse on the charger. Should be able to left click now. But, I mean, as a kid, right? If you played this game, you might remember how cool some of the NX weapons were. And back in the day, it didn't matter if it was a pay to win. You just wanted some cool cosmetics, right? You wanted all those NX character skins and weapons. One of my favorites was like was it the CQB? I loved the CQB back in the day. That was such a good one. I bought that one a couple times. I think I actually purchased the wetsuit characters back in the day. I don't know what they were called, but we could call them the wetsuit Navy SEALs again. I think I remember riding my bike to like the local CVS and picking up some NX cards after I like mowed the lawn. Those were some good days. But hear me out when I say this game, for its time, had so much to offer in terms of just fun and cosmetics and weapons. But I'm going to have to wrap this episode up here, ladies and gentlemen. And if you have some spare time, I can only suggest that you download Combat Arms Classic, not Reloaded, Combat Arms Classic, and just experience a small bit of history, okay? Let's see if we could snag a kill before we wrap things up. I just lost so much HP. I don't know what happened. Did I get bit by a mosquito? I think it's got sniped. Let's see if we can pick up a sniper. May I? Anybody want to? Do I have a sniper? I do not. I did not. Oh my god! Why did I not equip a sniper rifle? Especially on a map that almost requires you to own a sniper rifle. Does anybody have a sniper for me? I guess not, ladies and gentlemen. But with that being said, thanks for joining me this episode. Feel free to join me next time, and I am signing off.